So, Mark, did you see Scooter Elvis on the Vegas Strip versus the showgirl dancing to Pulp Fiction music? It doesn't get more Vegas than this.
I mean, we just needed the monks and then like a scooter gang. We needed a gang of Elvis people going down escalators and stuff. But I don't know. He stops, he takes a look, he kind of enjoys the vibe. How much do you think they charge for that?
I don't know, but just a reminder, don't touch the street performers.
As soon as you do, it's at least $40.
So happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's start this show by looking at these cool playing cards. I guess this is from eBay and this one of 5,000, but these are gold and I don't know. I want one.
Yeah, do you think? I'm guessing like Wynn sent this out to their players however long ago, and some people were like, "Oh, I guess I lost enough at Wynn. I'll make $75 back by selling them on eBay."
Yeah, it's weird. If you're the kind of person to get this, are you the kind of person to sell it for 75 on eBay? But as we know, it takes all kinds in this world. And I just love the way they look on the inside with the little gold specks and everything. I went on eBay. I didn't see anything comparable for that price.
Yeah, I thought they were really cool looking, and I love when they do unexpected things like this, assuming that this originally came from Wynn to some of their higher end players. To think that like, oh, I'm one of 5,000 people that got this, and they actually value me. Like little things like that when it comes in the mail and you didn't know it was coming, it just means more, I think.
Yeah, if you've received a gift like this from a casino, let us know down in the comments. I'd love to know what kind of like premium gifts that they're handing out. But we have to talk Vegas Loop, Mark, and we got some new news about Vegas Loop. So a few years ago, the LVCVA made this weird announcement that when the monorail ends, that they're going to put a roadway on the top of it. And they didn't really go any further than that. And then last year, they said the monorail is going to be around till 2033 to 2035. They extended the lifespan of the monorail. But just last month, Steve Hill from the LVCVA said that Vegas Loop is now going to take the monorail pylons. They're going to put a Vegas Loop road on top of it, and that is going to be the future of the monorail pylons, a 4-mile sort of stretch on the east side of the strip. So we don't have to build tunnels anymore. What have we been doing all these years?
I mean, driving up in the air for 4 miles, what could go wrong?
No, actually, this is a good idea. I mean, I think this is better than making it a regular road, which is what they were talking about because of traffic situations. As long as this is an alternate, but they still need to build the tunnels. I mean, this system is just nuts. If you really think about the ups and downs we've been through over the last few years.
It's definitely gone different than we expected. We expected autonomous drivers. We're not really getting that. Hopefully we get it in the future somewhere. And then they seem to be digging all over the place, but not that many places are open. I wonder if it's just going to cascade and happen in quick succession where they're just opening things right and left. I wanted to take my son on it when we were there. But it's in such a tight corridor that we weren't really in any of the areas to get on it. We would have had to make a special trip just to ride it. So it didn't work out in our plans with how short of our trip was. But this would be useful, I guess. But I thought the whole point was for tunnels. And if we did add a road to this, then that would just add another way for people to get around and get them off the strip a little bit. But I don't know how you have like exits and entrances off of this thing. It seems like you'd be stuck on it for the entire length of it. So maybe that is better for the loop's purposes.
I don't know, because we're at least like 8 to 10 years away from this, and shouldn't the loop be done and the main system be done by then? So maybe this is extra capacity. I don't even know what we're talking about, but he does say like they'll integrate it into the MGM garage on that side and all sorts of weird stuff that's going to happen 10 years from now. But yeah, we're stuck with this thing for many years. I just hope that 10 years from now, we actually have a full system.
Maybe they'll just figure out that they can make more monorail parts and keep that going in 10 years.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Add a station or two. That would be wonderful. But let's talk Fremont Street really quick. We were both down on Fremont Street this week. We did a tour of Four Queens, which we're going to be talking about on a future show. Had a lot of fun down there, and my daughter got to finally meet the Fremont Street Gorilla.
Yeah, my son did too, but we can't show that video because it was a little bit inappropriate with what the gorilla did.
I know one of the places on Fremont Street you had most wanted to try was La Thai, and you finally got to go over there. The video of that food, oh man, it looks so good.
Yeah, it was a really cool place. It was smaller, but it kind of feels homey and welcoming. They have a bar area and then a smaller main restaurant. We were there a little bit after lunch hour, and we were seated quickly. The food came out very quickly. Service was amazing, and the food was great. We both really enjoyed our dishes. Tried both. I think the pad thai was probably just a little bit better. I think it was like around $15 a person. It was the whole with 2 beers and tip and everything. It was just under $50. So very affordable if you've ever eaten Thai food anywhere. That's kind of the going rate, much less in Vegas. So that was nice to see. And we spent more on Starbucks for breakfast. Just two egg bites, two orders of egg bites, and two grande coffees were $50 at the Vanderpump location. So going to to Latai and having two beers and a full lunch was somehow less expensive than that.
Now you know why they left the Vanderpump Hotel open during construction, just because that Starbucks itself is printing money. You also stopped in Container Park, and Connor filmed this video of this retro video store. It looks really cool.
Yeah, it had like old tube TVs set up and then all the old gaming consoles, and they were selling games, selling the consoles. You could play a whole bunch of different games. So it was really kind of fun and throws you back to like the 80s, 90s, a little bit of history there. And I just love the Container Park so much. It's so unique, especially just off of Fremont Street. And we went in there because we were waiting to do our Four Queens tour. We had gotten done eating. So we walked all of Fremont Street. I took him into the arcade there and we had some time to burn. I was like, "Hey, let's go to the Container Park. We can grab a couple drinks, sit there, relax." And he's like, "This doesn't even feel like Vegas. Like it's very peaceful, very quiet here. They have so many little unique stores, great little restaurants and bars. If you haven't been there, I encourage you to check it out."
So we'll have much more from Mark's trip in the next few shows, including Four Queens and our tour there, getting to see the new rooms, everything. Very exciting to share that with you. So stay tuned and make sure to subscribe. We hit 60K. Thanks to everybody out there for subscribing and watching. And if you're not subscribed, do it now.
Yeah, we got to get to 100K. We have like 20 years to do it.
We'll never shut up. We'll never shut up. But back to autonomous vehicles, and Zoox has started testing at the airport. I guess with employees right now, but they are officially doing Harry Reid International Airport service, and this is good. We've seen Vegas Loop start to test at the airport, now Zoox, and I think it's just a matter of a couple years before we'll see autonomous vehicles all over the place there. RIP taxi drivers.
Yeah, well, I used the taxi driver this weekend on my way into town when I got to the airport. I pulled up rideshare. It was like $50 for each. I said, let's just grab a taxi, which ended up being $35 with tips. So I think there's still a good use of taxis there. The last few times I've flown in, the price has always been really high for rideshare. So I'm excited to get some competition there. We've seen the Loop already start to go there. You know, it's restricted a bit. Hopefully that opens up. And then when we get these autonomous vehicles going there as well, that gives us more options, which should hopefully drive the prices down back to where like Uber used to be. Remember how cheap it was?
Yeah, I mean, I think Uber is going away. I think in 5 years, you're just going to have these autonomous vehicles. Why not? They're getting all this data. They're already doing it in the tourist areas. I think that they'll expand it to the city. More companies like Waymo are going to come in. Tesla's going to come in as well. This is maybe a sign that, hey, we're finally getting past the testing phase and we're going to start making this a wider thing. And I think as a local, I'm very happy for this as well. I want to ride a Zoox home.
Are they going to put a kiosk in the airport so the people that don't have a phone can order them?
While everybody else is in autonomous vehicles, the one Uber driver on the kiosk. There you go.
Yeah, I still don't understand why they put that in there.
So this next story isn't Vegas specific. So no matter where you are, it's the summer of live. And this is from Live Nation. $30 tickets at over 4,000 shows. And this starts today as this comes out, goes through May 5th. Limited selection or limited quantities. So you probably want to jump on this as soon as you can. And I couldn't really see which shows and which venues, but this is all across the country. Definitely will be some Vegas stuff, but just about everywhere else as well.
I think they've done this in the past, and they always offer great deals. There's some really good names on the list. We'll have to see which ones are towards the lower end of pricing, and then we'll have to see. Hopefully next week we can kind of share what we found in Vegas and what's a good deal.
But let's talk Wizard of Oz. One other thing you got to do when you came to town was finally get to see the Sphere and the Wizard of Oz. And I'm going to spoil it, Mark. You got an apple. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, and I was waiting for the apples to come, and I didn't look up, and all of a sudden there was just one like sitting on our in between our two legs. It landed right there, landed soft, almost like somebody set it there. I didn't even get to witness it falling from the sky, which was a little bit sad. And I didn't notice like them coming anywhere else, but a lot of people ended up grabbing some. So that was really pretty cool. My daughter was excited to get that as a little gift for her when we got back. But we walked to the Sphere, which was a little bit longer of a walk than I had expected, but it wasn't too bad. And I mean, we've all seen the outside is really cool, but inside is really beautiful. Like the lobby, the waiting area, the setups they have for the food and drinks. It just feels like very high end compared to some other arenas or event centers that you go to.
Well, you know what it's missing though?
What's that?
The longest bar in the world. I mean, it has everything else.
Imagine how many $19 beers they could sell there. And no, I checked some of the prices. The popcorn for a box of popcorn was like $8. Candy was like $6. So it wasn't terrible. It's when you get into like the specialty drinks and the alcoholic drinks that things really go to the sky. But if you want to just grab a snack here or there, and I think soda wasn't over the top price wise, so you can go there, have something to eat and drink, and not be poor when it's all said and done.
So how was the movie? Do you think it was worth, what was it, 120 bucks a person for a movie made in the 1930s?
Yeah, and growing up, this was the movie my parents always showed us when we were like little kids. If they wanted to take a nap, we would just be in awe of it. So I have a history with this movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it was kind of cool to see it again. I will say I kind of messed up on the tickets. I booked and I read some on it, but I didn't do as much deep dive as I wanted to. And I kind of waited until the very end to buy tickets, hoping that on the secondary market they would drop. They never did. They were actually priced a little bit higher on StubHub and SeatGeek and stuff than they were on Ticketmaster. So I was looking and everybody said middle of the middle is the best. And those, of course, are the most expensive tickets. I didn't want to be high 400s because I think you lose some of the special effects, the wind and all that doesn't quite get to you. So I did like mid 200s. It was 119 bucks a person. That was probably too low. We didn't get the full view because we would have had to crane our necks up. So that was one takeaway from that. I would shoot for value wise, high 200s, like last row of 200 or front couple rows of 400 probably. But if you want to be like in it and really feel everything, then low 200s is where it's at.
It looks incredible. I still got to do it. I got to take my daughter now. You made me look bad, but I'm glad that you got to do it. And the Apple, like that's the thing is if you go, you pay all that money and you don't get an Apple, is it quite the same experience?
I mean, they sell them in the gift shop, so you can just make yourself feel better and buy one on the way out.
The same.
I don't, yeah, you want it free. But no, I'll say like the tornado part was probably the most amazing 4D type of experience that I've ever felt. It's a shame that it happens so early in the movie because you're like, wow, and you're blown away and you're kind of waiting for something else like that to happen. And it doesn't ever quite get to that level. When Oz comes out, they have fire shooting everywhere, which is cool. And then when the snow falls, I don't know if it happened behind us or if it just didn't happen during our show. We didn't have like the soap fall down on us or anything like that. So we missed out on that. But you feel the vibrations and everything. I will say the seats are a bit smaller, a little crammed, very similar to Madison Square Garden if you've ever been there.
Shout out to MSG. Yeah, let us know what you guys think of Oz. Are you the Sphere? I did notice that when I've been there that for a tall person, the seats don't have as much leg room, but you're kind of into the action, so it's not as bad a thing. But yeah, they squeeze a lot of people into that big giant Sphere.
They kind of limit the sections that you sit in for the Wizard of Oz. There's a lot more seats available, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't use more. I don't think there would have been a totally bad view if you're on the right or left side. Maybe it's a little bit angled, but you do want to move up a little bit so you can get the full experience. Like there was stuff going on above our heads that we couldn't really see, but it was well worth the money. I thought it was an amazing experience and something that you can't really find anywhere else. I'm curious to see what they do next or what other movie they bring in there because it is unique. And I thought the AI, like you could tell it was a bit AI-ish, but it did a really well job and made everything look really pristine compared to the original.
As a reminder, we have our Patreon. This week, we're going to do a ton of behind the scenes of our Four Queens store. We do our after show, all kinds of great content there. Patreon.com/MTM Vegas to join the community. Thanks to everybody who supports us over there.
Oh, I forgot, met a viewer outside while we were waiting to get picked up to go down to Latai. What's up, Mark from New York, also named Mark, which is cool. But he loved the show as well and had been to a concert there and really enjoyed the Sphere. And I just wanted to say thanks for watching and thanks for stopping to chat with me.
So let's talk sports really quick. The Golden Knights, I'm wearing my ugly Golden Knights soccer jersey again that always gets comments for some reason. They're 2-2 with the Mammoth. Game 5 is tonight as the show comes out. We really need a win. This is round 1. We shouldn't be struggling this bad.
Hey, it's hockey playoffs. Anything can happen when you're playing hockey. Hot goaltender, whatever it be. There's more upsets in hockey than any other sport.
Well, what about the Raiders, Mark? The draft happened, and they did draft Fernando Mendoza, who is supposed to save the entire franchise and be the future of the Raiders. So we'll see how that goes. But they also signed Kanze Matsuzawa, who is known as the Tokyo Toe, a guy who taught himself how to kick on YouTube. And I think he's going to be the first Japanese national to play in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched any of Fernando's after game interviews, they're always a little bit awkward, and they're going to give us a lot of sound bites for our show, I think. So I'm excited for that. And then the kicker, when I first saw this, I was thinking, okay, it was some like online phenomenon We had something similar here. We signed a guy named Kickalicious that had all these weird videos on YouTube where he would kick footballs into like garbage cans and stuff like that. And he actually did okay in preseason, but didn't make the team. This isn't that. He played college football, was one of the best kickers in the nation. So it's cool to see and awesome that we have a first Japanese national playing in the NFL next year.
Kickalicious, what a name. I had never heard of good old Kickalicious. That's awesome.
Look it up.
But let's stay on sports real quick. Soccer, we talked about the 4 major leagues coming to Vegas, people falling over themselves with new arena projects. One of those projects was the Star Arena, which also had an MLS stadium as part of it. And maybe the MLS is going to come to Vegas. And this story comes from Reuters saying that the Whitecaps, the Vancouver Whitecaps, an MLS team, they've been struggling to get a new stadium. And that if they do relocate it, it'll either be Vegas or Phoenix. So maybe we get the 5th league. Why not?
Do you think this happens before the NBA?
No, I don't think so. But maybe this arena, the Star Arena, will be the project, right? Maybe it has room for everything. But when San Diego was chosen as their last expansion instead of Las Vegas, I questioned that. I don't know why the MLS doesn't want to come here like all the other leagues.
We've seen that soccer has done well when they've had the like friendlies or just the one-off type of games. So I think it would be popular in Las Vegas, just like everything else has done well sports-wise. I would feel bad for Vancouver. It's such a beautiful area, and I feel like they probably are very into soccer too, and it would be sad if they lose it. I'd rather just Las Vegas get their own expansion team, but this is the next best thing.
And speaking of the next best thing, let's talk Vanderpump Hotel, Mark. We've both been there this week through the construction. We've seen the new carpet, which, by the way, I just want to say, first off, I did a whole vlog on Monday, so you guys can check out the entire construction, what's going on with the guitar tower, everything new on that area of the strip, a walk and talk. So go check that out, help support it. I'll do more of those if we can get more views over there. But this carpet does not look good in videos and pictures, in my opinion. Everything I saw wasn't good, so I had to go over and see it for myself. And I really like it. Although somebody said it does have some Haunted Mansion vibes, and I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I like that. I like that it does have the Haunted Mansion vibe. I had the same takeaway when I walked through. When we first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know if that's the best. And then when you see it in person, and it's darker and moodier in there, so I think it makes it look a little bit darker. Maybe that just doesn't show on video as well, but it does look really good in person. There's even a little bit different, like a black type of carpet in the sports book. I was able to witness the guy putting some gold leaf on the cove ceiling where the chandeliers were, and that was kind of cool to see. And man, that bar that we first met at ever in our history was all torn up, like completely gutted. So I'm curious to see what they do with that and how cool that will be. But there's a lot. I'm surprised they kept it open, and I don't know if it was better from when I went to when you went. There was only a couple days, but they might have moved quickly. There was so much out of order. They had like just the front little pit open, a couple machines, the whole backside and behind that main bar when you walk through was just unusable. The store was even closed down. Starbucks, of course, was open though.
Yeah, they got their money. That's what they need, and it's right close to the strip. I am baffled as to why they would keep it open. It's good for us. We get to go in there and film it and see all the changes. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, but I think overall this is an improvement. I want to point out that ceiling above the chandeliers, the gold leaf, they did a fantastic job on that. You don't really see it in the pictures, but I think I have some good video of it where just the layers of the gold on the white, it looks spectacular. I don't love the chandeliers, and I think they're done now. They put some glass trinkets on it in different housings and stuff. It's just not my favorite.
I was hoping you got to put something over. It's just too much. It's too bright.
Yeah, it's too bright and too basic. I don't know, but maybe they will. Hey, they're not done yet. So let's give them a chance there. New felt on the tables looked really good. Purple is definitely the color of the Vanderpump Hotel down in the main areas. And it's staying kind of dark because it does have those dark bones. I think it's going to be a bit darker, but the lobby, it does seem like they're painting it lighter colors. So still a lot to do and no concept art. So we really don't know what they expect it to look like when it's done, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, you say kind of basic makes me think of The Good Place. But no, and
Yeah,
the felt.
basic.
The felt on the tables looks really nice. I think they did a good job there. I do wonder how the purple holds up to spills and all of those types of things. But we say that often. It seems like they figured it out that they keep those mostly clean. Of course, I got yelled at by the security guard or was talked to when I filmed the felt and said, "Hey, when people are gambling there, you can't do that." And I'm like, okay, like why are you telling me that now? There's nobody. This is closed.
I was getting followed by security guards at every casino I was at. while I was filming that vlog, and they all were just happy to let me film. And I was like, wow, what a difference the last 5 or 6 years makes. As long as they're making sure you're not doing anything stupid. But I was getting followed around, and I was just gladly filming. So I'm happy you finally had a run-in with a security guard and not me.
Yeah, at first I thought it was because my son was with me, and we kept moving pretty much, and I kept him on the walkways. If I had to walk off to film something, I'd be like, "Hey, just stand here." And you're not really supposed to stop with him, so I thought he was going to say something about that, and he didn't even mention it.
He looks old enough, so there you go. He can pass for that. So excited! Just a few weeks or a month until we get the final Vanderpump Hotel, and we'll continue to get updates on what it looks like inside. But I can say the carpet's a winner for everybody who cares about that. Even in my own video, I think it looks terrible. I don't know what it is, but when I'm there in person, it looks much better, and I don't know how to explain it. But the gold leaf, yeah, I'm excited to actually see how the bars, the lounges, everything comes together. But let us know what you guys think about that. Make sure to check out Monday's vlog, and then let us know. Yeah, MLS team for Vegas, driving the loop on the monorail pylons, everything else we discussed in this show. Leave a comment. We'll be back on Friday with another show. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Lisa, you need to fix those chandeliers. They look terrible. But other than that, great. Have a good week, everybody. Hey, it's hockey playoffs. Anything can happen. Hey, it's hockey playoffs. Anything can happen.
Hey, you made the
I feel like
outtakes
Sean.
there.
I feel like Sean.